Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's vlog. My name is Adam, and if you're coming in for the first time, welcome. Been doing this for just under a year now. We're coming up to it, and there's a link in the description to a Discord channel. Go join the Brotherhood, and there's a free book as well that I wrote. So for what are we doing today? So today it's the Fighting Fantasy get together, guys. We'll be going live at 2 p.m. Okay, so everybody's gonna have their lunch and everything out the way, and yeah, it's Warlock of Firetop Mountain, guys. Warlock Firetop Mountain. That's what's happening today. This morning I've just been trying to get my sim to start. To be honest, I think I nuked it. To be honest. I got P3Dv5, and I've been sort of having a play about, getting like the perfect settings going, which I thought I had, to be honest. I really thought I had the perfect settings. I was getting 30 steady frames, it was beautiful. And I hadn't really installed anything. I hadn't really installed any airports or any aircraft, but I had been using a method to be able to use aircraft and airports by using the sort of add-on XML method, So I've got version 4.5 still installed on my system. So I've been going into the documents folder there, taking the XML file and then dropping it in version 5's, add-on folder, and then loading that aircraft or loading that scenery into the sim and having a look at it. And it's been working perfectly, to be honest. The files are still over on 4.5. I haven't transferred them across, but they're being linked by this XML file, So this morning I thought, you know what, we're going to install some made for version 5 scenery. So Fly Tampa announced that all their installers now are rejigged for version 5. So I was like, yeah, let's go get all my stuff now. So I went to the website, downloaded my installer for version 5, Las Vegas. Now we've already flown there in a video previously, and it worked fine. There was a couple of glitches that you could notice, the nighttime textures on the ground showing up, but anyway, installed the version 5 using an installer, it installed fine, but then as soon as I loaded into the sim, crashed. I'm like, oh, right, okay. So I took everything out, sort of made sure all the settings were default, where it was just the Vegas, and tried it again. Crash as soon as I get to Vegas. I wouldn't even load in. And I'm like, right, okay. So I take Vegas off, don't allow it to load, and it's still crashing at Vegas. And every time now, even though I've uninstalled the Fly Tampa stuff completely, every time I go to Vegas, it crashes, whereas it didn't before. It'll load up at other airports. So if I go to Birmingham or anywhere else, it loads up fine. But if I go to Vegas, crash. And I'm like, man, I wish I hadn't have installed this now, to be honest, because it's now crashing after using their official installer. So I think I'd have preferred to use the XML version. I don't know, because I didn't have any crashes then ever. So I don't know. Basically, I'm at the point now where I'm going to have to reinstall my sim to be able to continue using this. So the question of, if you haven't got P3D version 5, the question of, should I get version 5? If you're on either version 4 and you want to move on to 5, or you haven't got one and you want to get one, guys, just hang tight for like 2 weeks, right? Because there are still bugs in version 5 that I feel, and after talking to developers, I've been chatting on forums to developers, and I've been chatting in Facebook groups to people using version 5. And Orbex, you go to Orbex and their forum for products compatibility, it's just, there's like 3 pages of problems, it's like, whoa, it's blown up. And I after speaking to a developer saying that this thing came rushed out for some reason, that the beta testers didn't have the final version that they were testing. They were testing a version, and then, before it got released, it was turned into a different version and then released. Beta testers never had access to that version that actually got released. So there's some developers had their noses sort of out of place because they weren't included when they were going to be on some of the things within here. So it's like, I get this sense that this thing has been pushed out really fast and there's still little things to iron out, you know? So until it's ironed out, guys, I'd say stay with version 4.5. You know, give it a couple of weeks, then upgrade because all the glitches, all the irons. I mean, there's definitely going to be a patch or a hot fix or something coming for this thing. I mean, I had crashes when I first got it. I literally tried to boot it up on the very first try, and it just crashed because I use an overclocker for my GPU, and it doesn't like that. So take that off, and then it loaded fine. So, which is, I mean, okay, if I don't need to use it, I don't need to use it. That's fine. But I didn't know that was going to happen, and there's a lot of people who've had a lot of other issues. So, it's great though when it's running, guys. It's amazing. Seriously, it is phenomenal when it's running. It's like I can't believe it. But until it's all the glitches have been ironed out, yeah, I'd say just if you're still on version 4.5, hold fire unless you're going to use it completely default. Because I tell you, even Orbex haven't sorted their stuff out because they said, yeah, we've made everything compatible for version 5. You can use the app and you can move it over. So I did. I didn't move everything over. I didn't move over my airports. I just moved over the landscape and this thing, Immersion Manager. So that became free like a month back. So I grabbed it for free. And it said it was compatible at first, and then I started using it, and then all of a sudden the Immersion Manager started trying to update every single time I loaded the sim up, and it was like, mate, you just updated last time, and it would do another update. Anyway, and then on the thingy, it sort of disappeared out my version 5 list on inside the sim, and I'm like, where's that gone? And it's like, evidently it's not compatible now. So it's like, I don't know what's going on, man. It's just like, yeah, there's still glitches in the Matrix, guys, with version 5. So, I mean, use it because it's brilliant. It's amazing. Even on default, it's pretty good. Like on default, it's about 90% of Orbex global base. It looks like that. The vector data and everything, the waves, the clouds, I love it all. You know, the mesh, man. Oh my gosh, guys, solution mesh you can buy on the market. Seriously, I did a test. I went to the Grand Canyon in default. Then I inserted that FS Global Next Generation Ultimate, you know, the latest version, and they were identical. Seriously, it's like this by default. It's got a lot of good stuff going for it. Add in global base and a few things from Warbex, and it looks spectacular, you know. But there's still things to iron out. There's still little glitches in the Matrix. So I'm now at the point where I'm going to have to sort of repair my scenery, my content, because I tried to install a version 5 FlyTamp Las Vegas. You know, it's like I tried to do it the way the developer wants you to, and it's killed me sim. So I'm going to go back to doing it that XML way because it was absolutely safer, to be honest. So anyway. That's what's happening today, guys. It's flight sim testing in the morning, and it's fighting fantasy adventure meetup in the afternoon. So come back here at 2 o'clock today, guys, and we're gonna have like an interactive book read where you get to make the decisions of where we go in the adventure, and I'm gonna do all the voices, okay? And honestly, it's amazing. We do this like we used to do it once a month, but since lockdown, it's every fortnight. So it's fighting fantasy Fortnite fun. All right. I'll see you then, guys. Take care. Bye.